Welcome loyal fans, today we are back for another Manufacturers Cup. My name is Matt Armstrong and I will be your host for short parts of this video. Functionality of the service that is used to generate my voice lines is not restored yet, and with it being down for over 3 months now, there is no telling when or if this service is coming back. So a different service is found, but it is much slower than the previous ones. So even though it's useful for things like the intro that can be made in advance, it's sadly not fast enough to use for all the lines needed for the race commentary. It takes minutes instead of seconds to even generate a simple commentary sentence. So for around 100 sentences, which sometimes need to be done 2 or 3 times over due to typos or mispronunciation, you can probably imagine it's not really viable. Anyway, you are not here to hear my rambling about technical issues, but for a race, so let's get to some statistics. Today's race takes place on the Spanish circuit of Catalunya. That's probably not how you correctly pronounce it though. Can I get some Spanish help here?
Muy contento de ser embajador del circuito Barcelona-Catalunya, un circuito muy especial para mí.
Sorry, what was that? Could you repeat that one more time, please?
Circuito Barcelona-Catalunya.
Yeah, okay, that will have to do. Anyway, the car for this race is the Group 3 car of the chosen manufacturer, which one that is exactly I will live for after these statistics. Qualifying duration is slightly extended to 6 minutes and the race itself lasts for a total of 18 laps. That is not very long, and as such the race is expected to last just over 30 minutes total. The medium and hard racing tyres are available and mandatory to use for this race. There is no mandatory pit stop by itself, but the mandatory compounds will mean that at least one pit stop has to be made. Since tyre wear is set pretty low for this race, the medium compound will easily last the entire 18 laps. But with the obligation to use the hard compound as well, that means at least one round needs to be done on the hards. As such, the best strategy is to either start on the hards and immediately pit for the mediums after the first lap, or the other way around, starting on the mediums and pitting after lap 17. Which strategy is chosen will likely be dependent on the starting position. Starting in the top 3 or 5, depending on pace, will mean less time stuck on traffic and optimal use of the mediums from the start. While starting near the back will probably warrant going with the hards first and immediately pitting to get out of traffic. Alright, that is enough blabbering about tactics. Let's move on. Before we get to qualifying, it's time to take a look at the chosen car and the accompanying livery. Feast your eyes on this. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a mashup of the Herbie livery that is previously used, with a twist to incorporate the Team Maledict branding. As per usual for the Team Maledict brand, it also has most of the Matt Armstrong sponsoring on there.
Used car vertical, wheel mania.
The Valkyrie livery with all the Valkyrie oils and everything there.
Bob at the machine shop. Y Foods, of course.
Alright, with all that out of the way, let's get to the qualifying then.
Very possibly the best car we'll see in our lifetime.
We will do a short compilation of the qualifying laps to see what happened. The qualifying ended so abruptly we didn't even get to see the proper end screen, so the list on the right will have to do. A 10th place. Not at all what was hoped for, but it was about the maximum pace that could be extracted. This is going to be a tricky race.
And this is the moment where I have to take over from Matt Armstrong so the video can be finished before next week. And I must immediately bring some more bad news. The VR footage was corrupted because the PlayStation apparently had an aneurysm while recording. Luckily, we still have a saved replay to record footage from, so that is what we will use. Well, that is one place gained already, even though he nearly lost control. And we have to keep in mind, he started on the hards, and people around him can very well be on the medium tires. Pepe in front, using his Verstappen.com livery, seems to struggle even harder on his mediums, almost losing control every corner. It seems like quite a group of drivers have chosen to go for hards on the first lap with an immediate pit stop. A total of 8 drivers just went into the pits. Of those 8, 3 are currently ahead of Dordanov. We will see them when we exit the pits.
Pit stop.
And here we go, a group of 3 Porsches nonetheless. Still a very popular car since it was added a few months ago, and also a car which seems to perform pretty good at this track. Hopefully Dordanov can hang on to the slipstream and catch up to work with them, or even overtake. Both Porsches kick up a lot of dirt and seem to go wide there. Surely that is a penalty for at least one of them. And there we see the confirmation. Penalty for Mr. Mojo in the green Porsche.
Mojo has done it!
Let's see if that penalty opens up the fight in this group. Well, this brings things closer together for sure. Hopefully one or both of these cars in front make a mistake now. And there was a mistake by one of them. Easy overtake on the straight here. Whoops, and the place is immediately returned by a mistake of his own. Back to square one. Seems like he is overdriving the car a bit to try and make up lost time. That never works out well. You can really see the Porsches shine in the final sector. Dordanov usually gains ground in the second sector just before it. And we already see overtakes happening due to pit stops from people with alternative strategies. Spoiler alert, those strategies do not work. Due to the last lap being pretty lackluster, the connection to the cars in front is getting lost. This needs to be remedied ASAP. The gap is definitely closing now. Let's get them.
Do you have any idea?
By picking up the pace, the Porsches are getting closer and closer now. They are also getting closer together. Hopefully that results in them slowing down due to fighting so they can be reeled in faster.
Bad news.
Oh no. Anyway,
Well, that is for sure the easiest way to gain places. If they start taking each other out, could you perhaps do that to the other guy as well, mate? Wow, that was interesting. Let's have another look from Mr. Mojo's perspective.
rage quit.
Mojo is so broken.
Well, that is another opponent taken care of. Only one of the early pitters remains. It will take a bit before the next action, so let's skip forward to that now.
Hello, Advent Skip.
We jump back in near the start of lap 13. Dordanov has slowly but surely been gaining ground on Roca in front, who is constantly trying to break the slipstream every chance he gets. He does seem to be struggling more with his tires though, as his pace is slowly dropping. Well, shit. Just as he is gaining ground nicely, he is about to lose the connection again due to a penalty. Of course, this penalty doesn't deter Roker from still wanting to break the slipstream. Let's see how far he drops behind when the penalty is served. Honestly, that doesn't seem too bad. That might still be close enough to get a bit of slipstream to catch back up. It's important to not fall too far back now, though, as there is a group of cars not too far behind. For now, though, there is no immediate danger, and Roca's pace is very close to that of Dordenhoft. So let's do a final skip towards the last part of the race.
There's a drag skip.
We join back just before the final lap. 2 cars have been overtaken that have made a pit stop, and this is the final opportunity for anyone to make their stop. Hopefully that means we jump some of those still needing to pit for hards. And that is another 2 positions gained. We must assume that everybody made their stops now, and if positions are to be won, they must be gained on track. It doesn't seem like that is going to happen, as Roca is nearly matching the pace now. He would have to make a big mistake to be overtaken. A 5th place. Not bad considering the 10th starting place. It doesn't seem like much more was possible. Overall, it was a pretty good race. So we will leave it at this and move on. Better luck next time.
Alright, and that was it for today's race. Next week's race will be missed due to a family getaway, but in 2 weeks' time we will be back with another race and a video to go with it. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.